Stream 13. All right. Type this in. Paper with all the best arguments. And that first link I sent, this paper is on there. I was kind of hurt a while ago when I was told, oh, hey, the Jesus that you worship is not the same Jesus I worship. A Christian said that. And at first I was hurt and I was angry. But you know what? I should just... I got a comment on my latest video. And in that video, I was saying, oh, hey, you should just go to Christianity, get saved, do the ABCs, and then come back to Octotheism. Then one person said, hey, you shouldn't leech off other religions or like mooch off of them. You need to have your own doctrine if you want to do your own religion. So, you know what? Like, I believe Christians go to heaven. But Christians don't believe octotheists go to heaven. So you know what? I'm just going to say, fine. Believe what you want to believe. Feel the way you want to feel to the Christians. That's at the point I'm at right now. Whatever, fine. The same Jesus you worship apparently is not the same Jesus I worship. Fine. It's impossible to appease them and still follow octotheism. I live for the truth. And I believe this is the truth. I don't understand. People don't go yelling at Muslims. They don't go yelling at Hindus, but they go yelling at me. Why yell at me? Because I'm small? I just don't understand. I really don't. Whether my following is small or large, that means nothing. With regards of how you should either react to me. I find peace in what I believe in. What does this button do? Hmm. Yeah, my beard does not connect at all. I wish I could just have like some hair growing here for it to connect. I'm just. I guess it'll happen when I'm older. I'm only 19. So, how do you get to heaven? What do Christians say, though? Gotta acknowledge Jesus' divinity, which I do. I acknowledge Jesus' divinity. He's God. He created the world. But and I believe he died and rose from the dead for our sin. So why wouldn't an octotheist go to heaven? Is my question. What is the basis of this? That's my question. The reason why I consider Octotheism as a separate religion from Christianity is because, well, at first I called it Christianity. All the way back 2 years ago, I called it Christianity. But then some Christians said, "Oh, hey, it's not Christianity." So to appease them, I called Octotheism not Christianity. And then when it came to, "Oh, hey, do octotheists go to heaven or not? Do Christians go to heaven or not?" I believe Christians go to heaven. Christians don't believe that octotheists go to heaven. So that happened maybe just a few weeks ago. Somebody said that, "Oh, hey, I don't think the Jesus you worship is the same Jesus I worship." And at first I was hurt, but now I just say, you know what? Believe what you want to believe. This doctrine, like the octotheistic doctrine, it's it's now, let's just make it separate. I believe what I want to believe. I believe Christians go to heaven. But apparently Christians, it's like Mormonism, I guess you could say. Mormons consider themselves Christians, but Christians don't consider them Mormons. So in my opinion, it's just best not to call octotheism Christianity. And it's best to just keep it separate because it's different enough to where it's not the same thing. Well, the Bible, the whole basis of the argument is from the Bible. There's all the arguments are stemmed from that. And without it, octotheism won't stand. Without scripture, without the Bible, octotheism won't stand. Everything is rooted in that. If you read the papers I've written, everything, all my arguments come from the Christian scripture. So it's Christianity. Some people say it's not. So once again, it's like Mormonism, as in the Mormons consider themselves Christians, but Christians don't consider Mormons Christians. What do you say? It's been a while since I've changed my mind about saying, "Oh, hey, octotheism is not Christianity." I think it is, as when it comes to, hey, Christians go to heaven. I think octotheists also go to heaven. Christianity gets the job done. You just have to recognize Jesus's divinity, which octotheists do. You gotta recognize that Jesus died on the cross, rose from the grave for your sin. That's what you have to do. It's the same thing. Jesus is God. He created the world. Because I think octotheism is the truth. I think it gives insight that Christianity doesn't necessarily have on its own. Like insight as in understanding more of how God works, understanding, hey, why are we here on earth? Understanding it's like a puzzle. Scripture is a big puzzle. And Revelation 13:18 calls for somebody to solve that puzzle. So I threw my shot at it to solve the puzzle. And that's what octotheism is. It's a solution to that puzzle of trying to understand God more. So the whole concept of properties and property values is purely an octotheist thing. So if you consider it supplemental doctrine in our semi-Christian denomination, yeah, I would. Semi-Christian. What does supplemental doctrine mean? Let me Google that. Supplemental doctrine. I don't know what that means. Pulled up. AI did not answer that. So you consider it supplemental doctrine. Semi-Christian denomination. I guess for semi-Christian denomination, yeah, let me look at supplemental doctrine. Mental doctrine, religion. Yeah, okay, supplemental doctrine, yes, I agree with that. Supplemental doctrine, yeah. Supplemental doctrine equals doctrine disconnected from the original text, designed to be paired with it. Yeah, I agree. So, I think Christians go to heaven, um, and so do octotheists. And what was I saying before? What was I saying? What question was I on? Oh, yeah, why would anyone be an octotheist then? I believe for some it would help with faith because there's a lot of coincidences in scripture that if you read my paper, um it's a 25-page paper, or 25 or so pages of just finding these coincidences in scripture that support octotheism. So what it does, the paper, is it just goes through the Bible and tries to find property values for different spirits and beings. That's what it does. And it connects different books of the Bible, like Daniel, Ezekiel, Revelation, all these different books. And it's just the chances of them working together is very low, just coincidentally. Have you ever considered inviting fellow octotheists to join you for a stream? Where can I connect with them? Do you have like a Discord server or Skype group? No. There's no Discord server or Skype group. I don't know of any fellow octotheists. I had a friend who was an octotheist for a while, but they changed their mind about it all. But if you go to the first link, why won't it let me click? It has everything on it. And if you scroll to the very bottom, there are socials. So I have a YouTube channel, 2 Twitter accounts, a TikTok account, an Instagram, and a Facebook. That's pretty much everything. That's everything. I guess in the future, if octotheism gets bigger, I could have an octotheist join. But like what somebody else said in one of my streams is, hey, why not invite somebody and debate octotheism on stream? And I was like, well, once octotheism gets big enough, because right now I don't know of anyone who would want to do that, but like starting a Discord server, I guess I should do that. But then I'd have to moderate that, and that's kind of like work to moderate it. If something bad happens, you've seen all the Reddit controversy recently of all the Reddit moderators. Like one instance where a Reddit moderator was banning people and stealing their posts and posting those posts. It's harder to moderate. But I guess that's a good idea. I never thought of making a Discord server. I might. But not now. Once octotheism gets bigger, I might do it. But I'd be careful calling octotheism Christianity in front of Christians because Christians don't see octotheism as Christianity. So it's important to just say it's different. Even though my personal belief, it's not different, if that makes any sense. I feel kind of hypocritical if I ever try to say that Octotheism is Christianity, because I don't consider Mormonism Christianity, even though the Mormons say they're Christians. And I kind of sympathize with them because, well, I'm told I'm not a Christian, even though I feel like I am. But Mormons, the same thing is happening to them. So I just guess I have a different outlook on it, like a different solution to it all. Saying, you know what, I'm just going to, instead of insist I'm Christian, I'm just going to say I'm not Christian, just so that there's no arguments. So that's kind of what I do. Um, yeah, so yeah. Okay. So what did I say? Oh yeah, I kind of sympathize with Mormons because Mormons say that they are Christians. They insist that they're Christians, but then Christians don't say they're Christians. And with Octotheism, I'm told I'm not Christian even though I feel like I am. So I just say, you know what? I'm not Christian. But I feel hypocritical if I ever do say I am Christian because if I say, "Hey, I'm Christian," but I don't consider Mormons Christian, isn't that kind of hypocritical? And I feel a little bit like a hypocrite if I ever say Octotheism is Christianity, because I don't consider Mormonism Christianity. So I just say Octotheism is not Christianity. I mean, about where can I connect with other people of the octotheistic faith? I'd be curious to talk with them and hear their takes. Yeah, I think we're small. We're too small at this point. If you click the first link and you scroll to the bottom, those are all my socials. Why have you ever never had one in a video or stream? Haven't There's not enough people to be able to do it. I don't know. Like I used to have a friend who was octotheist, but they turned away from octotheism and back to Christianity. Um Connect with other people of the octotheistic faith. You did mention Discord server. I've never thought of making a Discord server before, and I'm considering doing it now. Because you said it, I'm considering making a Discord server. So, if I ever do make a Discord server, I'll make an announcement. I'll make a YouTube video and I'll put the link on the main Google Doc. So the main Google Doc is that first link I sent, and you scroll to the bottom, you'll find my socials. So YouTube channel, 2 Twitter accounts, a TikTok account, an Instagram, and a Facebook. Those are all my social medias. You should interview him and ask why he left. That's a video I'd watch. Yeah, I don't know if he'd want to do that though. Well, he might. I'm close friends with him still. I met him in 7th grade, and we've been friends ever since. But he moved to another state freshman year of high school, but we still keep in touch. And just last night, we were all playing Minecraft. It was fun. Mhm. Mm. What do you have an ordained priesthood if you founded a brick and mortar octotheistic church? And what would someone have to do to be in it? Ooh, I'm kinda nervous. I am not, a speech kind of person. I'd probably just I wouldn't do a priesthood, like, no. I'd stick to doing YouTube streams, spreading it that way. If you found a brick and mortar octotheistic church, then what would someone have to do to be in it? I mean, everyone's welcome, regardless of belief. Just come and you can listen to the preacher preach. I don't know. I feel like if octotheism gets big enough and there is an octotheistic church out there and people convince me to preach, I might end up doing it. But to be in the priesthood, I don't think I don't think there is any requirement other than being saved by Jesus, other than acknowledging your sinner, believing Jesus died and rose from the dead and that he is God, and confessing your sin. That's how you get to heaven. As long as you do that, I guess. I mean, you're fine to be in priesthood. There's no person is better than another person, so anyone is welcome to do it. So there's no requirement list really. Because Christianity, there's like two major denominations, Protestant and Catholic. When it comes to Catholicism, I don't know much about it because I never have been Catholic, but there probably are requirements to be a priest and so on and so forth. So, what if someone starts their own channel and claims to be the founder of a religion also named Octotheism, but is completely different than yours? From yours. Ooh. If that ends up happening, I guess I'll just let them know, "Hey, this is also called Octotheism," or I could just change the name of it. Because they can believe what they wanna believe. But if it's the same name, it would be important to either change the name of it, like me change the name of the Octotheism I'm preaching, or they change the name of their, religion. I don't care either way which one changes the name. So I guess to be nice, I'll just change the name of what I'm preaching. That's probably what I'd end up doing. I don't know what name I would change it to though. Um, what would I name it? If I didn't name it Octotheism, what would I name it? What would you change the name to? Octagonal Spirit Theories, Stop Sign Religion, the League of Octopus Shaped Spirits? I don't know. I really don't know. I'd probably ask AI to, "Hey, can you give another name for this religion?" Um, because Octotheism is very inspired by Kurt Gödel's ontological argument. I'll put his name in here. Kurt Gödel. That's the guy who I was inspired by. His ontological argument, he came up with the concept of properties and property values before me. I just read his ontological argument before I founded Octotheism, and I really liked it. And that's what really led me down the rabbit hole of Octotheism, his ontological argument. I agree with maybe 60 or 70% of what he says. His beliefs are kind of weird, but and I disagree with a lot of them, but I agree with the whole property value and properties concept. But naming Octotheism after him would not be a good idea because I don't think he would agree with that. He's dead now. He died a long time ago, but I don't think that's respectful to name a religion after someone who's dead who had nothing to do with that specific or who would not necessarily agree with that religion. So I don't know what I would name Octotheism. I'd have to do some thinking. Maybe name it after myself. I'm Caleb. That's my name, Caleb. I could call it Calebonian Octotheism. I could call it. You should make an AI chatbot about him to guide you in your questions. Yeah. Kurt Gödel is my favorite mathematician. He believed everything was mathematically calculable. And I believe that too. That's where the whole concept of properties and property values come from. What makes a human spirit different than God? It's the property values that make them different. God's tendency to love is 100%, and that cannot change, no matter what God does. A human's tendency to love is going to be between 0% and 100%, and nothing can change that. It's stuck the way it is. And different spirits act differently because of the property values. So Kurt Gödel he believed everything was mathematically calculable. If it exists, it's mathematically calculable. Would you be open to defending Octotheism live on stream with someone on call debating you? Yeah, I'd probably do that. I've actually scored one interview about a year ago. It was actually two or three from the same guy. It was interesting, but his recording crashed on the first interview. So that's someone being Christian, atheist, agnostic, or something that isn't Octo. I actually don't know his religion. I never asked him. The first stream was really just asking not arguments for Octotheism, but rather the practices of it. Is there any food laws? What is your background before you founded Octotheism? Why did you found it? It was questions like that. The second stream, we got more into the arguments about it. It was interesting. Where can we watch the interview? I have never found it. I should ask him. Actually, it's been over a year since I've talked with him. So let me Octotheism interview. Let's see if anything pops up. Yeah, nothing pops up. I'm going to check his YouTube channel. It's not popping up. Okay. YouTube. Let me find it. His name is Squirrel Observer, but I can't find it. Oh, it's Squirrel Observer, so. What's his channel named? I don't know. I think it was Squirrel Observer something with maybe some letters and numbers in it. I'm actually going to check my Discord right now to see if I can find it. It's been a long time since I talked to him. Haha. I found the Discord chat. But I can't find his YouTube. Huh. Okay, gotta go. Hopefully you'll be back in like 30 minutes. Okay, I'll wait. The only food law in Octotheism is don't eat meat with its lifeblood still in it. So if it's cooked meat, it's fine to eat. But if there's blood in it, don't eat it. And that agrees with what Christians say. It's the same food laws. So the promise given to Noah that God would never flood the earth again, he also told Noah, hey, don't eat any food with lifeblood still in it. Like don't eat meat with its lifeblood still in it. So that was the only rule, the only food law given to Noah there. And that's the only food law that really exists. And if you cook a steak to rare or like medium rare, that's fine. Because that red stuff is not actually blood. That red stuff is, what is it actually? I saw a YouTube video about it. Red stuff in, okay, what is the red liquid in rare meat? A natural mix of water and protein called myoglobin. That red liquid in rare meat isn't blood. It's a natural mix of water and protein called myoglobin. So as long as it's cooked enough, it's safe to eat. Oh, and also I forgot the other food law. Don't eat for just the taste. Eat for other reasons. To like make someone happy. To celebrate. To sustain yourself with nutrients. To what else? Save money. If soda's cheaper than water at a gas station and you want to save money. What else? There's so many there's so many exceptions when it comes to gluttony. There's so many I'm not going to be able to name them all. Oh. Yeah, is it wrong for me to say, or I should word it this way. Is it reasonable for me to feel like a hypocrite if I say Octotheism is Christianity while saying Mormonism is not Christianity? Is that reasonable to feel like a hypocrite? That's my question. I'm just going to go with how I feel, saying Octotheism is not Christianity. I'm gonna write something down real quick. I'm gonna write down a to-do thing for me. Make a Discord server. I'm gonna make one. How do you spell squirrel? I'm so bad at spelling. Squirrel. Okay, so 2 R's.